Hello YouTubers, Acura guys. I'm starting from the back, assuming that when you got your system and your aftermarket backup camera, and you really want to start from this part first and route all the wiring and then install your system. I apologize beforehand. I only got two hands and I'm doing this with a cell phone. I don't have any assistance with me and doing all these videos. Again, this video and all my videos are for informational purpose only. I do not take any responsibility for any users that has bare minimum or lack of knowledge and any injuries or damage to your car or system or electronics. I mean, you do this at your own risk. All right, I'm just here to try to help out the community, and I take no liabilities whatsoever. Do this at your own risk. All right, so without further ado, this is my Type S trunk. Okay, so if you have a Type S car, it will come with an OEM bracket. It's a little bit different than the standard brackets. It already has the OEM hole right here, so you don't have to cut anything. For the non-Type S, this will be different as well. There'll be more room over here, and the backup camera will actually go over here for the aftermarket. It will replace this light. Okay. All right. So once you open the trunk, you will see that you have this right here and all these plastic screws, Phillips screwdrivers. All right. And then you got right here as well, right here. Okay, they're all tiny screws. All right. Now, the only exception is this long screw right here. That's the only long screw. Everything else is just these little plastics for this cover. Okay. One of the things that you might have a hard time once you take all of this out is when you get over here. All right. These ones right here, it might give you a little bit of hand trouble, and then be very careful when you pull this one all the way out. Okay. So make sure you start with this ones first on the side. Okay, and then you don't have to undo this clips, only this one, the one on the passenger side, so you can route cables. Okay, just this one only, not that one on the driver's side. Okay, I will pass the video for a little bit, and then I will take this apart and then continue on. All right, quick note on this ones right here, make sure you use a flat right on this side right here, not too hard. This is very, very fragile. Okay, so just just pop it out. Okay, it's really tiny, so make sure be careful it don't fall. What I've been doing is I've been putting all of right here on this part of the trunk. Okay, and just see how easy that was, just with your thumb, and put it right back together. All right. Alright guys, all those screws have been taken apart. Now this part right here is one of the ones that you have to be careful on. Make sure you don't see how they slide off to the right on the passenger side. Slide off to the right and pull. Okay, and it will come out on the passenger side. Okay. Alright, left and pull. Alright, driver's side. Alright. Now this part right here, okay, you have to be careful. You don't have to take this off. You just can just go like this. When you take this one off, and this is what I was telling you, be careful not to try to pull in the middle. Okay? So once it comes off from one of these, it automatically comes undone. Alright guys, and you can actually literally bend this like this. Alright, and you can pretty much put one hand right here, or you can turn around and place your back. That's the reason why I told you. Alright, so as you can see, that's the OEM Type S wiring harness. I when it's sold over on the from Acura. You know, this is as far as I get, and then from here it connects to the camera and takes the harness right into this spot right here. I don't know if you guys can see it pretty well or not. Let me see. It's kind of hard with the sun. I hope you guys can see on the video. I can barely see it myself. Okay. So what I did was, I pretty much I like to zip tie stuff, even though it's not quite neat right now. Okay. So, and I pretty much use the harness that was in there and zip tied to the harness itself. Okay. So then I went ahead and the red wiring, I went ahead and tapped it into my backup light, and then I ground it right on the frame itself. All right, let me back it up a little bit so you guys can see better. All right, and then the additional harness I connected right here, and again I zip tied it to the actual harness itself from the OEM and route it all the way down here. All right, now once I reach over here in this portion, right, I had to take this part off right here. Okay, and let me pause it for a little bit. I'm sorry for my trunk is a little dirty. I have my college books, spare tires, and other junks over here that I've been trying to do projects on the car. Alright guys, before you take this apart over here on this side, one quick note. Okay, you gotta make sure you unscrew this one over here and also that one over there. Okay, this is next to the XM radio OEM. Okay, all right, once you pull this ones over here, it's a little pain in the neck. All right, now you can see the wire harness on the far right hand side right here. Okay, this is where you can actually see my rear camera loose wiring right here. Okay, so pretty much let's see, make sure I focus. Running out of focus over here. My apologies, this thing is not. Let me move the phone. All right, there you go. Okay, I hope you guys somewhat can see in here. There you go, that's better. All right, my apologies. Messing with the phone and just two hands. So on the right hand side, I went ahead and loom the wiring over here. There's gonna be like a big sponge over there, like covering this area. All right, so just remove that sponge. I mean, you can put it back later. I mean, you know, it's up to you, but try to use a stick or something plastic. Be very careful on the other side. Make sure you don't, you know, whatever you're using is plastic and it's not sharp, so you don't nick or cut any wires. Okay. All right, so once you go is to the hole in the back. Okay, I mean, all you have to do is take this seal from the door right up to about here, and also detach the bottoms over here on the seatbelt side of the house. This is the passenger side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna route that wire underneath this all the way through the floor towards the front. All right, so once you reach this part right here, Okay, make sure please put zip ties and make it as tight as possible, so when you putting this back on, it doesn't nick the wiring and you don't have electrical problems issues. Okay, it's a pain in the neck dealing with electricals. All right, so you're gonna ride it all the way through here in the back. Now the harness for the amp and everything is right there, so just zip tie to the harness, you know, and just follow all the way through. Take this portion underneath off. Okay, and again, there's more wire harness. Just keep following those harnesses and zip tie them, okay, until you come up over here on the side. Okay, and then you'll come to the big mass of wirings and stuff over here that I have. Okay, and you know, I wire them all the way through here, and then it comes over here. So you got to be careful with this area right over there. All right, this thing can be very sharp for your wiring and vibrations on the system. That's the reason why I zip tie all my wirings to the main dash harness over here in the back. Alright, because even the OEM factory was dangling, and you know, vibrations, pop holes and stuff. Anything that hits in here with vibration, eventually it will get nicked, and it might cause some shorts or even burn your wiring. Okay, apologize for my mess. All right, so this is a work in progress. All right, so first and foremost, okay, this is a 05 that was converted into a wiring for type S. However, my personal choice, whenever I'm doing modifications, I like to have options to revert back to where I was in the case of scenario. I like to sell the vehicle or whatever. One thing that I hate when I buy a vehicle or a used vehicle is, in dealing with the stereos, is the fact that some owners just gut everything and don't put the connectors back or nothing. They just freaking cut and go. Okay, I don't like to do that. I like to have OEM connectors. It might be a little bit more work or extra, but I like to have the options. If something goes wrong, I still have the spare ones from the old, you know, original car. Let's see. So let me start with the antenna. Okay, so the OEM 05 antenna and Type S comes over here on this side. Right, if you have the 04, 06, you know, with this type of connectors over here, just detach this thing right here. You don't even need it, you know, but then this will make, you know, long enough to reach over here. You don't have to buy any additional adapters for it. Okay, right here, this is the Amplifier Connector slash home free link XM Acura link. This is the 40 pin connector. All right, for 0406 you will have a 26 pin connectors. Okay, all right, right here is the main blue connector, 20 pins for the actual radio with the speakers and so forth. Okay, this connector right here, all right, this is one that goes on the back of the screen of the new system. All right, and this is the famous E connector, or blue connector, for 07, 08. Okay, now for the 04, 06, you'll have the 14 pin connector, and it's green. Okay, so 04, 06, you have this one. Okay, instead, let me put them together. All right, like I told you guys, I like to have options. All right, this is my original right here. This is the conversion to the 07, 08. Okay, so they have the same functions, just different pin out and different pins connectors. Okay. All right, so I like to stick that in the back because I'm not using it. All right, and I'm just using this one, which is my 0708 for my Type S navigation system. All right, this right here, this one is for the AC controls right here. Okay, this one goes into the AC controls. Okay, and right on top we have the half 16 sub display for the clock right here, and this one is mainly for the hazard lights right here, and this one is what displays the clock and the temperatures and stuff right here. Okay, so I hope I'm not losing you guys with any extra information. I know this video is gonna be a little bit long. I apologize for that, but I'm not like a super professional. All right, so for the GPS, all right, as you can see right here, you got the center speaker right there. To the right of the center speaker, and also to the left, all right, there's plenty of space, and it's flat. Okay, yes, I had to knock down a little bit of the padding. All right, but let's be honest. It's not like anybody's gonna come over here and look at, oh, let me see inside of your freaking car underneath and so forth. I mean, nobody's gonna look under, only you or whoever works on your car. Okay. So the GPS is actually right here. See, just how I put my hand, I just went ahead, pop, and it's a flat surface right there, and it's pretty much like right over here. Okay, it's a really flat area and no interference, everything is flat. Okay, for the 4G Lte antenna, same concept. All right, I knocked down this padding a little bit, you know, and it's all the way on the left, right over here. Okay, and as you can see, I mean, it's been there since I bought the unit. It hasn't come off or nothing. For the wiring for the LG antenna, I went ahead and put on the left hand side over here because I don't want this when it close to interfere with anything. So it's like literally right here on the left hand side. Okay, for the GPS is on the right hand side right here. Okay, I put any additional wire because it's a little bit long, so I put it on all the extra wiring over there. The center speaker, my preference, you know, I'm a computer geek. I build computers on my spare time. I know speakers sometimes with the magnet can cause interferences, so I don't even use the center speaker at all. I used to hate it for the navigation anyways when OEM, so my center speaker is disconnected. That's your choice. Okay, let's see. You will not be needing the 14 pin connectors. I just stuck it in the white connector. Let me see if I have a. Let me see. Give me guys a second. All right. All right. It looks something like this. This is a same 14 pin connector. All right. This is from my girl's TSX. All right. So this one, you guys won't need it. This white connector, you don't need it. All right. I tucked it in. It's right over there, tucked in the back. Okay. All right, so as you can see, the first time you take the radio apart, your OEM radios, you have to take all this off. Okay, you have to loosen all this stuff. Okay, guys, once you take your OEM radio, please put back your console, your lower console, back together up to this point right here. All right. You know, you just won't be putting this back on until that. This is the last thing right here. Okay, this radio clips on the side panels, that's be the last thing. Okay, so once you have this back over here, all right, you will never have to take this off again to mess with your stereo on this unit, ever. Okay, the only issue that I foresee over here, if any, and that will be because I mean, let's face it, some of us out there that, you know, have a hard pulling on stuff and have no patience. Please, guys, have some patience. Right back to the comment of buying used cars. This is one of the reasons, you know, that I got when I first bought this car, and I work on the radio. I noticed this: the previous owner really didn't take care of his stuff and probably janked the radio, you know, whatever what he tried to do. I don't do this, guys, to your system, okay? So again, once this is set up like this, that's it. You never have to take this off again. Never. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna pause the video for a little bit again. Sorry for all the pauses. Again, I only got 2 hands. All right, guys. This is how the system looked. Okay. Of course, you know, I did some extra work on the wiring myself. You know, I like to try to tuck it in as much as I can. I haven't completely done it yet because I've been helping a lot of guys, and you know, they can see the type of wiring and where it goes. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is transfer your climate controls buttons from your OEM to the aftermarket. All right, make sure, basically you're gonna take these 1, 2, 3 screws. Same here, right side, 1, 2, 3. And when you're lining up this thing right here, all right, it doesn't line up perfectly at first, so you got to have patience on this side right here. All right, just line up the first one, do it halfway so you have a lot of jiggly room. All right, and then do the one at the bottom and then the center. Again, top first, halfway, bottom, center. Same way on this side. Okay. Make sure you actually hold it good if you need some help with somebody. All right. One thing to notice: always place something in between right here. You know, like a notebook. That's, you know, I have my notepads right here. You know, literally, I use it every time. All right. The reason why, you don't want to damage this screen. So whenever you're messing with this, sure you put something on the other side of the screen. So, you know, again, for those people out there that have strong hands, okay? And again, easy peasy. Once it's done, connect it over here. And then this one right here, connect it over here. I do not know as to why they just didn't put the same type of connector over here. That would, me, from the manufacturer perspective, I like to save money. So, you know, I would have just put the same connector here and just plug it over here. That would be one of my recommendations for Navitech in the future. Just get rid of this one and just have this connector over here. This one right here is gonna connect to the AC control. All right, and I will show you guys in a little bit. Okay, and this is how it goes. And most of this connector right here has ACs and the backup camera and so forth. All right, on this one right here, these ones are all the inputs for the speakers and subwoofer, you know, the OEM from the amp, everything on this side. Oh, I'm sorry, from this side right here. All right, this one's is the audio left and right. So the way they configure this system is left and right audio. It doesn't matter from back, center, rear, left and right. Okay, and right here, this is the actual radio module. All right, so you can see I got the 4 GB RAM, 64 GB ROM. All right, so this one, you know, it goes right there. This is the only black connector. Just plug it right there. Done. Okay, so this 3 right there, all good to go. All right, then you're gonna have this one right here. This is the AC channels for the tablet. right here, so you can actually see it on the tablet and the screen. All right, so this is the RTX RX CAN bus. Okay, this one right here is gonna be the 20-pin connector, and mine looks just like this. Yours might be a bit little different, but essentially they all have mainly the same configuration. Okay, right here, this two is gonna be the USBs. USB port 1, USB port 2. Okay, this one is a 10-pin connector. This is your backup camera. Those little two extra wirings over here is your Wi-Fi antenna if you're using Wi-Fi. Okay, this one is currently not being used for this system. Okay, right here, this is where the antenna goes for the radio. Okay, this one is for the first one right here on top. That's for your LTE 4G antenna, and this is for your GPS antenna right here. All right, where do you put your SIM card if you're gonna put a 4G LTE? It's actually right underneath, right over here. Okay, see the little slot right there. Now, how do you put this? I'm gonna pause it for a little bit. I'm gonna try to make like a little drawing in there because I don't want to pull mine out and holding the phone at the same time. Don't want to drop it and look for it. All right, stand by. All right, guys. Again, it's a little pain in the neck trying to take in and put in as SIM cards. So as you can see, I got a check mark and an X. All right. When you're installing this, make sure the chip is facing away from you. That means that you are not seeing the chip itself. You're seeing the back of the SIM card. All right. This is the proper way. The back end. This is the top. This is the proper way, and this is the wrong way. Okay. Right way, wrong way. All right. All right. So moving on. Backup camera. Okay, so right here you have black wire is number 1, red is number 2, and the first pink wire from the left, which is number 3, that is your backup camera activation wire. Okay, follow that wire all the way to the middle of the harness. Okay, if you have to follow with your fingers, do so. Once you reach the middle of the harness, all right, you can cut. All right, I hope Navitech, my suggestion, try to make this part of the harness in the future and have that additional pigtail that I just added. Good thing I had extra harness, laying around. So you just gotta connect that and make the extra pigtail. All right, you're gonna need that extra pigtail. All right, that's mainly the main cut that you're gonna need in your harness. If you have a conversion from 0406 to the Type S, and you bought the adapter for your antenna and you don't want to use it, all right, the power cable for the adapter for the Type S, you don't really need it. Okay, so you can cut that portion of the wiring, and again, like I always suggest and always do for safety and zero interference, I put some heat shrink tubing and the tip once you cut it, and then tuck it in. Zero use. All right, so left and right channels, left and right sound for the speakers. All right, it will come up to these connectors right here. Let's see if you can see this. There you go. Auxiliary right and left. And you're gonna connect those on your 20 pins to what it says audio out. Okay, audio out right and audio out left. Okay. All right. In the future, once I done helping you guys out, I plan to put some shrinking tube on these things and make it more OEM like, just like I started doing over here. All right. So this is the way. So this two goes to the audio out on your 20 pins. Okay. You also have two additional ones for auxiliary inputs or outputs. Okay, quite honestly, guys, I'm not super guru when it comes to subwoofer and aftermarket amp installation. All right, but I can tell you for this 20 pins, this one is supposed to be a subwoofer. Supposed to, I'm not 100%. Usually subwoofer, the actual connector is green itself, not yellow. Yellow always supposed to be video. You will have an additional wire that will come up with a tip cover. That's usually the amp control wiring for aftermarket amps. Again, I'm not Acura on that, so however you want to try to wire and figure out on your own, there's no instructions whatsoever. I'm not,